no one behind. Next, we have a session on justice and equality of opportunity, UN SDGs 1, 8, and 10 by VARIJA BAJAJ. VARIJA BAJAJ is the founder of VARIJA Lifestyles, ONI, Leila, VARIJA Home, VARIJA Life, India. Over to you, Ms. VARIJA BAJAJ, for your session.
Thank you so much, Aparna, for having me here. It's been lovely hearing everyone, and what an exhaustive work put together by the entire team of GCPIT. And I congratulate everybody to have put this humongous effort before I start with what I really want to speak. Thank you so much for having me here. For the benefit of friends who cannot see, I'm VARIJA BAJAJ, founder, VARIJA Life, that works extensively in the space of disability inclusion. Professionally, I'm a fashion and an interior designer. I'm an Indonesian woman with brown eyes, wearing spectacles these days, limit on excessive screen time post-COVID. I have a fair whitish skin tone and long brown straight hair. I'm wearing a blue dress, and in the background, I have the logo and the banner of GCPIT. We at VARIJA Life are inspired by United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, leave no one behind. And we are thrilled to align ourselves with the mission of GCPIT, GFCST, and GPAST. With the adoption of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, 193 United Nations member states pledged to ensure no one will be left behind and to make efforts to reach the last one first. People do get left behind when they lack the choices and equal opportunities to participate in everything that the world has to offer. We at VARIJA Life focus on how to eradicate barriers for people to access services, resources, equal opportunities, for people with disabilities in particular. Now, for a moment, I want you to widen your perspective, because the moment we think of people with disabilities, we start thinking of us versus them. So for a moment, just to put things in perspective about disability, just simple visualizations. Imagine a woman ferrying a pram with a small child at a railway station. Or imagine your grandparents on the wheelchair, or simply suffering from joint pains or arthritis. Or even simpler, imagine your eyesight without spectacles like me, or sunglasses in blaring sunlight. We all are disabled. We have our hacks without which we all are disabled in some way or the other. Now, India is the youngest nation in the world with the largest number of youth population in India. But it's time we realize that very soon this youth will become old. We will be the oldest nation with multiple old age disabilities like arthritis, joint pains, cataract, glaucoma, Alzheimer's. So my friends, disability is not an alien concept. It is not about them. It is all about us, and it's high time we start working towards it. The world has moved to absolute digitization, which is what we are doing right now, and there is no escape from it. But the industrial model of technology, which focuses on the masses, does not accommodate disabilities, does not accommodate exceptions. Artificial intelligence pushes towards monoculture since everything works on algorithms. So we must have a greater research and hence greater data to develop algorithms for people with disabilities. And that's what we are working on. All teachers should be trained on disability education because you never know who is disabled. You don't know people around you who might have special needs. The future of inclusive education does not rely on just special educators alone, but the whole teacher community. And that's what our mission is at VARIJA Life. For some reasons, because I am also a fashion designer, for some reasons, fashion magazines consider people with disabilities unattractive. We are hoping to see more people with disabilities on the cover page of a fashion magazines than behind the camera. We have enough fashion designer designing clothes for the red carpet, Hollywood or Bollywood, but close to none for someone sitting on the wheelchair the entire day, or an autistic child who has very special color or textile requirements. So we are pushing the cause and the fashion colleges to introduce clothing for people with disabilities as a compulsory module for future fashion designers. So it actually requires two sets of abilities. One is your knowledge about fashion and your knowledge about disability. Now, persons with disabilities often face society barriers. Sports can help reduce the stigma and discrimination associated with disability. Through sports, persons with disabilities interact with persons with abilities in a positive context, which can sort of constructively bring forward what persons with disabilities can or cannot do and change perceptions. So at VARIJA Life, disability inclusion is a mission in the space of tourism, in transport, in entertainment, in education, in journalism, in films, fashion, sports, media, mental health, digital world, policy, employment, investments, in short, every aspect of your life. One of our initiatives, National Ability Summit, has grown to become a disability think tank where people from around the world share their challenges and learning curves on disability inclusion, especially with the leaders in the disability movement. So we have experts from over 20 countries, where we network and associate and amplify the mission of disability inclusion. So do not hesitate to connect with us if your mission is same as ours. Thank you once again for making me part of this mission and amplifying our voices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, VARIJA BAJAJ, for that real eye-opening session. Thank you for making us visualize the concept of disability. As you rightly said, it's not about them, it's about us. We all are disabled in one way or another, and we all have a huge responsibility towards inclusion. Thank you once again for that very powerful and eye-opening session.
Thank you.